Work is not work. Work is noble. The great power that is, whatever anyone wants to call it. See, I'm trying to think of something I can call it besides God, just so people don't get offended and think that I'm saying some whatever. But say God didn't create everything, you know. I mean, he did it with such ease. He did it with ease, but at the same time, only he knows that power that he has, or the how to. I mean, I don't know if he knows how to explain it. Of course, he would know how to explain it, but wow, how am I going to say this? Well, this is how I'm trying to interpret it in my mind. Okay, well, work is noble. I mean, how would space have evolved into what it is, or turned into what it is? How would space be what it is? How would the earth and the ground and the roots of the trees and whatever? That's not work. A seed doesn't think, oh man, I gotta grow and combine these nutrients and vitamins and whatever and build into bark and form around myself and protect myself through the wind. And anything else in nature doesn't complain that it has to build and grow. People, the reason we work is because we're trying to build and grow ourselves. The reason that we complain and call it work is because we're not feeling like we're building or growing towards where we want to go. Like if a tree felt like it was turning into a rose bush, it wouldn't want to go that way. But we're a bunch of like redwood, the tallest growing trees in the world, you know, being told to stay as a freaking hedge, or, you know, a bush, you know. And that's the problem that people have. They feel contained in their jobs, because it's not that the work is bad, it's just that it isn't noble for them. But work is noble. Building and creating and producing is what makes things happen. A tree produces. A person needs to produce and create. But don't call it work. Find what it is that you can do that feels like you're really providing. I mean, I know everyone says we need money and all this stuff, but you know what? If you stop worrying about it and you start just, you know, if you have to grow apple trees and live poor out of a hut, I mean, hey, if that makes you feel good, that makes you feel good. That's not how I'm going to do it, because that's not how I'm going to be able to give out all this information. And I'm going to need money. I'm going to have all this stuff that I need in order to get my point across. And I do want to enjoy everything too, and that's not wrong of me to want that. I'm going to do it in a way where I share and provide for everybody, and have a great time doing it, and not hoard it for myself and act like the world may be ending, because everyone that thinks that way is the only reason that could happen. All the people that are thinking that everything's horrible are keeping it horrible, okay? If you show nothing but love towards somebody, guess what? They're not going to hate you. It's just you're not at the point where you're showing them love. You say, oh, I'm nice to them. Yeah, outside. What about inside? That all shows up somehow, some way. It does. It's all unspoken stuff that psychology and whatever you want to call it, science and all these things mix all together. Quantum physics, the vibes and the thoughts that you're sending out are popping around and pinging around, and that's what's making the vibes that cause the thoughts in people's heads, the negative reactions that happen. Like, it's all cause and effect. So if you stop putting out any hate, if you can contain hate out of your mind, like or quarantine a little section in your mind for that little thing until it completely just goes away, you know what I mean? And start really trying and putting your effort into your mind to know that if you can get rid of the idea of discriminating and judging and not accepting things, the next thing you know, all those things are beautiful, because they're just the way people are acting, thinking they're doing what they know is right. People aren't doing things that they think are wrong on purpose. Very few are. Like I may have said that before, but very few are doing things that they think are wrong on purpose. They're just so confused. They either don't know that they're doing something wrong, or they think doing something wrong in their mind is right. And I'm not saying wrong is right, but to them it just seems right. Or they just have lost control of their mind. And that is very possible when you're over bombarded with stuff and you just let it go. And we all have seen that, and it's unfortunate that those things can happen. But that's because the mind wants to leave the body, or the spirit gets confused and wants to leave the body, and the body's trying to hold on to the spirit, and the spirit isn't operating with the mind correctly, and it's just total chaos inside the body. That's totally in chaos inside the body. It's from what you're feeding yourself from the inside and outside, the thoughts you're thinking. All those things are just diseases, and all those things are happening from those thoughts and vibrations. I know it sounds fishy and weird, but that's what it is.